Bleach is one of the most popular series in anime and manga for a reason. Sporting sleek designs, cool powers, and a lovable cast in high-stake personal battles for their lives and the world, it's become one of the most popular series in anime, with it being considered part of the Big Three, alongside its contemporaries Naruto and One Piece, which dominated the global anime fandom during the 2000s. The series is not only recognized for its action-packed storylines, but also for its explorations of complex themes such as identity and finding your place in the world. At its core, Bleach is a narrative about Ichigo Kurosaki, a teenager with the ability to see ghosts, who is thrust into the role of a Soul Reaper, a spiritual protector tasked with maintaining balance between the living and the dead. Through its memorable characters, complex plots, and thematic depth, Bleach offers fertile ground for critical examination. This video aims to analyze the first arc of Bleach, the Soul Society arc, through the lens of critical theories, such as Antonio Gramsci's concept of hegemony and counter-hegemony, as well as J.S. Mill's ideas on individual liberty and the limits of authority. By examining how Ichigo's rebellion against the Soul Society's rigid power structure leads to transformation, we'll uncover how Bleach reflects and critiques real-world power dynamics, resistance, and personal autonomy. In Bleach, Ichigo's journey is not just one of personal growth, but one of him trying to challenge the systems of power that harm those he cares about. The Soul Society, an organization tasked with maintaining spiritual order, serves as a microcosm of hegemonic power structures. Its rigid hierarchy, blind adherence to tradition, and unquestionable laws serve to maintain control over both its members and the spiritual world. This structure can be understood through Gramsci's concepts of hegemony, that the dominating ruling class establishes its norms as the natural order. The Soul Society's strict enforcement of tradition and emphasis on its hierarchy embody the characteristics of a hegemonic system. At the core of this system is unquestionable belief in its laws and the leaders who enforce them. A key example of this is the decision to execute Rukia Kuchiki, a Soul Reaper who broke the laws of Soul Society by giving her powers to Ichigo. Despite her actions being great in the long run, the laws of Soul Society demand she be punished for breaking the rules. This shows the cold, authoritarian nature of the system, where the rules are upheld above all else, even morality and personal bonds. A figure like Byakuya Kuchiki represents the eternalized loyalty to this hegemonic order. Despite his familial bond with Rukia, he enforces her execution without question, showing how individuals in a hegemonic system internalize its values. Byakuya's actions show the emotional cost of such obedience. His loyalty to Soul Society overrides his family ties. Hegemony is evident in Byakuya, as it shows how unquestioning support for the system leads those within it to accept its principles, even when they conflict with their own beliefs. John Stuart Mill's ideas on liberty provide another crucial perspective in understanding the Soul Society's authoritarian structure. Mill argues that individuals should be free to act as they wish unless their actions cause harm to others, as outlined in his harm principle. In the case of Rukia's execution, the laws of Soul Societies impose harm without regard for the greater moral implications. Ichigo's intervention challenges this authoritarianism by refusing to accept the harm caused to Rukia, a reflection of Mill's beliefs that individuals have the right to resist authority when it's unjust. Ichigo, as an outsider, becomes a symbol of Mill's ideas on personal liberty, defying the system's authoritarian control over individual lives. What Ichigo then becomes is the counter-hegemonic force within Soul Society. His rebellion against Rukia's execution aligns with Gramsci's idea of counter-hegemony, resistance to a dominant power structure from within. Through his battles in Soul Society, Ichigo challenges not just the laws, but its legitimacy of the authority enforcing them. His act of rebellion, not just a fight for Rukia's life, it's a defiance of the naturalized authority that keeps Soul Society in power. Mill's philosophy echoes in Ichigo's journey, his resistance to Soul Society's laws, challenging an oppressive authority that disregards individual rights for the sake of tradition. Renji further exemplifies the melding of Gramsci's and Mill's ideas. Initially loyal to Soul Society, after facing Ichigo in battle and losing, he changes his perspective. As Renji is forced to face the reality of his friend's execution, his eternal conflict mirrors Mill's principle that the individuals should not be forced to obey authority when it harms others. Renji's growing disillusionment with the system highlights how dissent can emerge from within the hegemonic order itself, as Gramsci suggests. Just as Ichigo's defiance creates space for questioning the legitimacy of the Soul Society's laws, Renji's eventual decision to oppose Rukia's execution shows how individuals from within the system can challenge the very norms they once upheld. Ichigo's victory over Byakuya symbolizes a pivotal moment for the Soul Society. His defiance of the system's rigid laws forces Byakuya to confront his own doubts and the limitations of the law he once upheld unquestioningly. Ichigo's strength not only challenges Byakuya's loyalty to the Soul Society, but also causes other characters within the system, such as Shunsui, Ukitake, and Hitsugaya, to reconsider the unquestionable adherence to the law. As Byakuya decides to cease pursuing Rukia, it marks his shift from an enforcer of Soul Society's laws to one that resists Soul Society's unjust authority. It's indicative of Mill's beliefs that individuals must resist authority when it leads to harm, and in this case, Byakuya's shift signals a larger potential for reform within the Soul Society. Ichigo's defiance against Soul Society becomes a catalyst for rethinking the oppressive structures within the Soul Society. His journey embodies Gramsci's theory that counter-hegemony can emerge from within the system as characters from within Soul Society begin to challenge and reassess their loyalty to a system that harmed one of them or their loved ones. Mill's philosophy of individual liberty reinforces this transformation, as Ichigo's rebellion is a direct challenge to the authority that unjustly governs his world, aligning with Mill's view that individuals have the right to resist oppressive authority. By the end of Ichigo's journey in Soul Society, the seeds of reform are sown, showing how dissent within a hegemonic system can lead to a transformation that ultimately questions and reshapes the order.